Welcome to Art of Officiating's weekly dozen, comprising plays through September 13, 2025. I'm Mark Bradley. These videos are from Colorado Games, so I'll reference the Colorado 5-Person Mechanics Manual and Colorado Rules, Interpretations, and Modifications. Please consult your state's Mechanics Manual and Rules Interpretations if I say something that doesn't match what you do in your state. Before we dive into this week's plays, I need to confess a mistake I made with the clip from last week that a friend pointed out. Let's take another look, and I'll show you my oversight so I can put my OCD to rest. This is the clip where Team A ran a halfback pass on the first scrimmage play of the game. I pointed out that while A71 was by rule beyond the neutral zone, we shouldn't flag him. However, his buddy A53 is 4 yards downfield. This is clearly a foul for an ineligible player downfield. Okay, now I feel much better. Let's continue. While we're on the ineligible downfield theme, let's look at another clip that features this foul with an added offensive pass interference component. Team A will run a fourth down fake and throw a legal forward pass. As a reminder, trick plays or fakes must be perfect. Let's see if Team A perfectly executes this play. There are 3 line of scrimmage components with a scrimmage pass. The first is, did the passer release the ball with both feet in or behind the neutral zone? That's Rule 751. In this formation, the umpire is properly standing deeper and wider than normal, so the head linesman, who stands on the line of scrimmage until the kick crosses the neutral zone, will make that ruling. The passer released the ball behind the neutral zone, so we're okay with that component. The second component found in Rule 7512 is, ineligible A players may not advance beyond the expanded neutral zone on a legal forward pass play before a legal forward pass that crosses the neutral zone is in flight. The ball is snapped from the A38. Therefore, ineligible players may not advance beyond the A40 until the ball is released. A60 is 9 yards downfield when the ball is released. He is ineligible downfield. The third component is, did the pass cross the neutral zone? If the pass is caught in or behind the neutral zone, linemen can range downfield and even block an opponent before the pass is caught. That's Rule 757. If the pass crosses the neutral zone, then Team A players may not interfere with an eligible opponent's opportunity to move toward, catch, or bat the pass. A60 moves downfield, blocks B44 at the A44, and drives him to the A46. This action interferes with B44's opportunity to move toward the pass. A60 is guilty of offensive pass interference. A71 blocks B50 beyond the neutral zone before the pass is released, but B50 is not attempting to move toward the pass, so in my judgment, A71 is not guilty of pass interference. The umpire throws a flag for an ineligible player downfield. Team B declined the penalty as Team A did not reach the line to gain. I'd like to see the umpire continue to officiate the play as if he had not thrown a flag. We need to officiate to the end of the play, then dead ball officiate, take a breath, and then report the foul to the referee. The umpire throws a flag for holding and then officiates to the end of the play. His job is to run to the nose of the ball and ensure the players separate without incident. He takes care of that responsibility before he reports the foul to the referee. The line judge has his hand in the air to indicate the 40-second play clock should start. If he saw the umpire's flag, he needs to give the stop the clock signal. Even if he didn't see the flag, the runner is well beyond the line to gain, so he needs to give the stop the clock signal. I want you to see a subtle but very important act by the head linesman. As he is marking forward progress, he signals to the box holder to stay at the A25. We don't want the box or chains to move until the penalty is sorted out. Let's get these coaches out of the restricted area. We need to have the full 2 yards available to move up and down the sideline. Move them back before the snap. Here is another holding flag from the umpire. A1 fakes a handoff and runs around the right end. The umpire needs to shift his focus more quickly to the blocks ahead of the runner. The line judge is responsible to watch all of these players behind the ball. The umpire looks at the runner, not the important blocks downfield. He finally looks downfield and sees the very end of an illegal block. The umpire tossed a flag for a clear foul, but as I mentioned, I prefer to have the umpire view the beginning, middle, and end of the block to accurately rule on the entire action. The umpire needs to continue to officiate to the end of the play. If you throw a flag where the spot will matter for penalty enforcement, don't adjust the flag until the play is over, the players have separated. Just make a mental note of where the flag should have landed, continue to officiate, and then fix the flag's location before you report the foul to the referee. A4 is the running back. Let's watch him for the entire play. I love how the line judge remained focused on those players well behind the ball. If the line judge runs downfield, no one is watching those players, and who knows what might happen. I love the eye discipline by the line judge. I also like that he didn't throw a flag for holding because that action did not impact the play. Here's another wing eye discipline clip, and I must confess I'm conflicted about this play. The formation is strong to the linesman's side, so the back judge has the outside receiver on the linesman's side. The linesman has the inside receiver, and the line judge has the sole receiver on his side. The line judge keys on the left tackle at the snap to read pass or run. The referee's initial key is also the left tackle. A69 twists B53 to the ground, and the line judge throws a flag. There's normally a passing play progression. The line judge looks at the left tackle, he reads pass, and then he shifts his focus to his initial passing play responsibility. If the initial action catches the line judge's eye, does he stay with it or let it go? Are you going to pass up a sure thing, the obvious hold by A69, for a maybe thing? A19 is running with no defender within 4 yards, so he's free of foul. So maybe I'm okay with the line judge flagging this foul. You've heard me preach, the wings need to quickly shift focus to their passing play initial responsibility. During passing plays, we don't want the wings staring into the backfield, but we can also give the line judge the latitude to stay with the tackle's block for a few more seconds in this case. Really quickly, let's discuss the line judge's movement. When the line judge reads pass, he should not move off the line of scrimmage until his passing play initial responsibility advances more than 10 yards downfield. Now let's look at the hit on the quarterback. The hit looks legal at full speed on film, but the referee caught an important facet of the tackle. The defender wraps up with his arms, but he also whacks the quarterback in the head with his helmet. The referee throws a flag for roughing the passer. When tackling, the defender cannot initiate contact against the runner with his helmet. Yes, he wraps up, but the helmet contact is a foul. That type of hit is a blind spot for me as a referee, and I need to better focus on helmet contact against a runner or a passer. The umpire needs to officiate to the end of the play. His job is to hustle to the nose of the ball to help separate players. Now let's look back at the line judge who tossed the flag for holding. As soon as he tosses the flag, he stops officiating. He's on the field before the play is over. Help with the forward progress spot as a cross-field mechanic, then give the stop the clock signal. 2 stop the clock signals is sufficient. Look at the clock when signaling to make sure the clock actually stops. I think I counted 7 stop the clock signals on this play. Hits on the quarterback is the theme of the following videos. The defense cannot take free shots at the quarterback following a forward or backward pass or a handoff. Focus on the quarterback in the next 2 clips. In both clips, the referee correctly rules the contact is unnecessary and throws a flag for roughing the passer. Now let's view 2 videos that show hits on the quarterback following handoffs. One might argue the quarterback is simulating possession of the ball and therefore is, by rule, a runner. That's a valid argument. However, B4 just smacks him to the ground. He doesn't attempt to tackle the quarterback, so in my judgment, B4 knew the quarterback didn't have the ball and his shove was unnecessary. Also, when viewing the play in slow motion, it appears B4 hits the quarterback in the helmet with his helmet. So I agree with the referee's flag for 2 reasons. It was an unnecessary hit and it was helmet-to-helmet contact. B4 again hits the quarterback and knocks him to the ground. This time the referee does not flag the defender. I think a flag is warranted. B4 can't take a free shot on the quarterback. Notice that could be helmet-to-helmet contact again. In my judgment, this is a foul. I found that as a referee, hits on the quarterback are a personal blind spot. I either miss a legal helmet contact, or I shift focus too soon away from the quarterback when he hands off or pitches the ball. I need to watch the quarterback for 1 or 2 more seconds before shifting my gaze to the runner behind the line of scrimmage, and I need to be hyper aware of the defender's helmet level when he makes contact. Let's stay with the quarterback discussion for 1 more play. Is this intentional grounding? Rule 752D says illegal forward passes include a pass intentionally thrown into an area not occupied by an eligible offensive receiver. I don't see an eligible offensive receiver in the area. Table 752 provides an exception to an illegal forward pass. There are 3 components. 1, the passer has possessed the ball beyond the lateral boundary of the free blocking zone. There is no tackle box. There is a free blocking zone, which is 4 yards to the right and left of the ball and 3 yards beyond and behind the ball. The quarterback clearly moves beyond the lateral boundary of the free blocking zone. Even if the quarterback returns to the middle of the field, he has satisfied this component. 2, the pass reaches the neutral zone, including the extension beyond the sideline. We're used to seeing passes thrown toward a sideline. This time the quarterback throws the ball directly upfield. The ball reached the neutral zone, so he has satisfied this component. And 3, the passer is the only player to possess the ball after the snap ends. This component is satisfied. If the quarterback had pitched the ball to a running back who then threw the ball downfield in an area not occupied by an eligible receiver, it would be a foul. This is a legal play. Move on to the next down. The ball is snapped on the B20, so the back judge is responsible for the goal line. When the ball is caught, we have 0 sets of eyes on the goal line. I think the back judge retreated toward the end line when receivers approach the goal line. This is a tough job for the back judge with 5-person mechanics. In this case, the back judge should stay on the goal line and then race toward the end line if the ball is thrown to a receiver near the end line. Rule 215.2 says when an airborne player makes a catch, forward progress is the furthest point of advancement after he possesses the ball if contacted by a defender. If there is no contact and the runner lands in the field of play and is downed, we don't give the receiver a touchdown. If there is contact in the end zone and the airborne receiver lands back in the field of play, it is a touchdown. This catch is right on the goal line, and that's why we need the back judge on the goal line to make this ruling. I'd like to see the back judge sell his spot a little more. Make a ruling and then sell it with energy and a loud voice. One more item. Following a long pass downfield, the umpire should remain focused on the lineman. He won't rule on the catch, so looking at the ball provides no value. Take a look at the line judge. Notice how, even with the ball in the air, the line judge continues to look at the lineman in the middle of the field. The majority of the players are still at the line of scrimmage, so it's appropriate for the referee, umpire, and line judge to focus on those players. The umpire should not turn and look at the ball. If this was a shorter pass, it would be appropriate for the umpire to spin and help with catch, no catch. Let's remind ourselves of correct wing mechanics when the ball is snapped between the B10 and the goal line. In each of these videos, the back judge is correctly on the end line, therefore the wings are responsible to rule on the goal line. In this first video, the ball is snapped at the B4. The correct mechanic is for the wings to move immediately to the goal line at the snap. This is what right looks like. The line judge moves to the goal line and then backs up so his safety is not in jeopardy. The ball is snapped on the B5. The correct mechanic is for the wings to move immediately to the goal line at the snap. The linesman moves to the goal line, but the line judge doesn't move. If the runner breaks a tackle, no one is at the goal line. The line judge should immediately move to the goal line and then work back if the runner is downed. The ball is snapped from the B5.5. Between the B5 and the B10, the wings do not immediately move to the goal line, but they are responsible for the goal line, so they can't track with the runner and stay on the same yard line as the runner progresses. The B5.5 is splitting hairs, so I'd like to see the line judge move immediately to the goal line. He's out of the picture, but he arrives late, and the runner is downed right at the goal line. When the ball arrives at the goal line, we need eyes on that line. The umpire should not cross the goal line when the ball is live. Set up deeper in the end zone and then stay there unless it is a pass and you need to move to the line of scrimmage. We don't want the umpire blocking the wing's line of sight to the ball, and we don't want the umpire to snap a tibia or fibula. See, I paid attention in my anatomy and physiology class. Now watch the head linesman. The ball is snapped on the B7. He moves to the goal line and then works back. Perfect. Being on the goal line when the ball arrives is much more important than getting the forward progress spot short of the goal line. The ball is snapped on the B10, so the back judge is on the end line and the wings are responsible for the goal line. The line judge stands and then moves with the runner. If the runner had broken free, the line judge would be late to the goal line. Get there first. Don't move with the runner. The ball carrier runs out of bounds, and we have all 22 players within approximately a 10-yard by 10-yard box. In this play, we need to look for colors going against the flow and for colors going faster than everyone else. I like how the linesman immediately moves to separate the players out of bounds. I'd like to see the referee, umpire, and back judge do the same. Here's a drone view of the same play. A26's hit is a blindside block and should be flagged. Watch B24. Do you see any fouls on this play? A60 shoves B24 from behind. This is an illegal block in the back. The contact does not have to be forceful. Then B24 goes out of bounds. Rule 9.6 addresses illegal participation. Article 1 says Team A or K players are prohibited from going out of bounds and then returning to the field of play unless blocked out of bounds. This restriction does not apply to Team B or R. Article 2 says no player shall intentionally go out of bounds during the down and return to the field, intentionally touch the ball, influence the play, or otherwise participate. The covering official must determine if B24 intentionally went out of bounds. In my judgment, he did not. He may return to the field of play and tackle the runner. This is a first down, so the line judge should only give the stop the clock signal. The line judge is way too close to the players. Either stop short of the pile and wait for them to go back to their huddles and then mark the forward progress spot, or back up. The intent is to create separation. This line judge can't see anything because he's too close to the players. I love how the back judge has hustled to the players and the referee has closed down as well. Let's finish this week's video with some scrimmage kick craziness. The ball is snapped on the K36. The snapper launches the ball over the punter's head. The referee retreats to Team K's goal line because that becomes an important line. The punter then kicks the ball. Take a look at the head linesman. He inexplicably moves from the line of scrimmage. He must remain on the line of scrimmage because in this situation, a Team K player can pick up the ball in or behind the neutral zone and then run, pass, or kick the ball. The ball was snapped on the K36. The linesman should stay on the K36. He's moved to the K35. And you'll notice the box person picks up the box while the ball is live and places it on the K35 behind the linesman. K53 picks up the ball at the K35, so he could have run with it. But he gives up. When this happens, the officiating crew should hold their whistles for a second or two and then blow the play dead. We don't want to just stand there if K53 has stopped playing. But don't be too quick to kill the play when K53 possesses the ball if he starts running. Then we have an inadvertent whistle. Look at the head linesman again. I don't like one-arm signals. The linesman simultaneously blows his whistle and waves with one arm to stop the clock. If you use a finger whistle, blow the whistle, take the whistle out of your mouth, and then give a nice two-arm stop the clock signal. Finally, notice the umpire throws a flag for a foul at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what the foul was for. If it was on Team K, we'll enforce the foul from the succeeding spot, the K35, where the ball was ruled dead. That's your weekly dozen for games through September 13, 2025. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the Art of Officiating YouTube channel. And please invite other officials to do the same. I also invite you to visit artofofficiating.com to view more high school football officiating content. If you encounter any interesting plays during your season, I'd love to see them. You can send them to me at contact@artofofficiating.com.